as the top Democrat on the Armed Services Committee. Have you been briefed by the White House on any of Donald Trump's claims today?
Well, actually, I was briefed yesterday by Admiral Cooper, the CENTCOM commander who's in charge of the war. And there's no truth whatsoever to any of these claims. Iran has not agreed to any of the things that Trump said today that they had agreed to. Now, it's not the first time Trump has made these claims. And I do also want to correct you just one point. The Strait of Hormuz is not actually open like it was before the war started. There were some ships that went towards the Strait of Hormuz and then turned around. Because Iran, though they said the Strait of Hormuz is open, they then said, but you have to go through this path close by Iran and you have to clear it with the IRGC. So even that, even the thing that we had before the war started, Strait of Hormuz isn't open. And we've done nothing about the nuclear weapons, nothing about the support for terrorism, nothing about their ballistic missile program. So the troubling is Donald Trump is just apparently making this up, claiming that the Iranians have agreed to things that clearly they have not agreed to.
Congressman Smith, you've just made, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've made some news here. The Strait of Hormuz is not open.
Well, it's not actually news. I've seen a fair amount of reporting here. I mean, Iran has said that it's open, but then they've also said that you have to go by this one particular passage and you have to still clear it with the IRGC. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that Iran did in fact say it's open, go. That doesn't solve the problem because the shipping companies and crucially the insurance companies have to trust that it will be open. That's the problem with starting this war. I mean, look at the Houthis over in the Red Sea. This was a year ago when we had like a 3-month fight with the Houthis to get them to stop shooting at ships going through the Red Sea. And then the Houthis did agree. They said, we're not going to do it. And they haven't. They haven't shot at any ships. The traffic through the Red Sea is still a trickle of what it was before that began because of all the conflict in the region. The shipping companies don't trust it. So we're not anywhere close to back to where this strait was before the war started. Tip of the iceberg of the problem with the larger war and how we end this and how we get out of it and sort of get the Middle East back to where it needs to be. But it is a point worth noting. We've not seen the Strait of Hormuz go back to anywhere near what it was before the war started.
A moment ago, you said it seems like the president is just making things up. And I'm just wondering, Congressman, one, is there any evidence to Donald Trump's claim that Iran has, quote, agreed to everything? And two, I'm just wondering, how can you verify what is actually happening, no matter what the president says?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's simple. Like on the Strait of Hormuz, are ships going through the Strait of Hormuz or aren't they? They aren't. OK, it's right there. We can see it. Has Iran turned over their nuclear material or haven't they? They have not. Have they actually stopped supporting Hezbollah and Hamas? They have not. So you can see what's right there in front of you. And also, do remember that the way these negotiations are going, there are no direct conversations between Iranian leadership and the United States government. The only time that happened is when J.D. Vance went over to Pakistan. They sat down and talked to each other. This has been going through recently Pakistan. At other times, it's gone through Oman and Qatar and Turkey and other places. So Donald Trump doesn't have direct conversations with any Iranians. And yet he keeps going out to the American people and saying, the Iranians told me they've agreed to this, that. Those conversations are maybe they're happening in Donald Trump's mind, but they're not happening. Now, you can argue this is a negotiating tactic. He's just trying to, bluff his way through it. And I don't see the logic of that. I don't see how Iran suddenly says, well, if Trump said it, it must be true. No, they come out and say, no, it's not true. So, yeah, it's really troubling. The evidence is clear. Trump is not having any direct conversations with Iran. We're going through those negotiations. If those negotiations actually start up again, allegedly, J.D. Vance, I guess, must be having another trip back to Pakistan soon. We'll see where it will go. But we're no closer now than we were before Donald Trump made up all the stuff he made up earlier today.
So, Congressman Smith, given what you just said now, I'm just wondering, because there's always a lot of happy talk that comes from the president, and then the markets respond. The oil markets respond. The Dow responds. Yesterday, the Dow was up near 1,000 points. Happy talk today. The Dow is up almost 900 points. Do you think he's doing all of this simply to impact the markets and specifically the Dow?
I think it's a huge part of it, and no question. I mean, the degree to which the markets continue to be suckers for that is astounding to me. I mean, keep in mind, the president was going to end the war between Ukraine and Russia on day one of his presidency. Mexico was going to pay for the wall. Donald Trump has this big, beautiful health care plan that he was going to pass and solve all of our problems that we still haven't seen 9 years after he first said it. So, look, I tip of the hat to the president. I mean, his ability to BS the world and get them to buy into it is otherworldly. I mean, it's beyond anything that I've ever seen before. But reality does ultimately intrude. And when it comes to the Middle East and the cost of this war and the impact it's having on the economy and our alliances, the lives that have been lost, the devastation to the economic picture, certainly in the Middle East, that's a reality that, I mean, Donald Trump can go in front of a camera and say it's all good, everybody's fine. You know, it doesn't change the reality of what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm. Congressman Adam Smith, I wish we had more time, but we are out of time. Thank you very much for coming to The Last Word.
Thanks for the chance.